Hi, welcome to Take 5, where we daily consider devotional thoughts from Oswald Chambers' work, My Utmost for His Highest. Today is January 19th, and the title of our study is Visions and Darkness. Now when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and behold, terror and great darkness fell upon him. Genesis 15 and verse 12. Verse 13 continues, God said to Abram, know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in a land that is not theirs, where they will be enslaved and oppressed for 400 years. This is a vision God gave to Abram. The going to Egypt would not occur for another 200 years, but the Israelites would indeed be there for 400, as confirmed in Exodus 12 and verse 40. There was nothing that Abram could do to force or finagle this event, for he would have already been dead, and who could ever expect it to turn out the way it did? But Abram believed God in all that he was told, and it was counted to him as righteousness. Genesis 15 and verse 6. Genesis 16 addresses God having promised to give a son to Abram and Sarai, yet it was not taking place as quickly as they wanted it to. It had been 10 years actually since the first promise. Due to the fact that time kept slipping away and the couple was growing older and older, Sarai decided to help God out with the situation by offering her maid as a surrogate mom. Look at the last sentence of 16 verse 2. And Abram listened to the voice of Sarai. Did it all work out well? Of course not. For that means to an end was not as God intended. Chambers writes, the story of Abram and Hagar in Genesis 16 is an excellent example of listening to so-called good advice during a time of darkness rather than waiting for God to send the light. When God gives you a vision and darkness follows, wait. God will bring the vision He has given you to reality in your life if you will wait on His timing. Never try to help God fulfill His word. This is a hard lesson to learn, and I've been at it a number of years. I've wanted to begin certain ministries for God of which I believe He has given me a vision. I've set up some works for it, but it hasn't yet come to pass. Why? Because I myself have not been spiritually mature enough and ready for what He actually is preparing me. Have I been sitting back, working crossword puzzles and watching TV during this time? Not at all. I've been in study and seeking to mature spiritually so to prepare me for the fulfillment of God's plans for me. Continuing to quote Dr. Chambers, Abram went through 13 years of silence, but in those years all of his self-sufficiency was destroyed. He grew past the point of relying upon his own common sense. Those years of silence were a time of discipline, not a period of God's displeasure. There's never any need to pretend that your life is filled with joy and confidence. Just wait upon God and be grounded in Him. The last sentence is about as real as it gets. There is never any need to pretend that your life is filled with joy and confidence. Just wait upon God and be grounded in Him. There's a lot of time in the past few years that I've really not enjoyed it. To read Chambers say that there's no reason to pretend that it's all joy in Jesus and put on a fakey smiley face gives me such relief, and that it's hard even to express in words what it says to me. It's only at this moment that I can look back and say, yes, Lord, I see that things have not developed as quickly as I've wanted them to, because God's not angry with me. It's that I've not yet caught up with Him and His plans for my life. I really encourage you to read Oswald Chambers' work, for it will enhance the time that we spend together. It's available free online. Please feel welcome to submit any questions and comments as well. And now may God's grace and peace be yours as we seek to live our utmost for His highest. God bless you. Thanks for being here today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.